What's up everyone, welcome back to Satisfactory 1.0. Today we're gonna be making synthetic power shards, but for that we need a whole new power plant, so let's get straight into it. Last episode we started the phase 4 buildings and they really put us on edge with the electricity. That's why we're gonna build a power plant with one single pure crude oil node, and we're gonna use the recipe heavy oil residue. That's gonna give us a lot of heavy oil. So let's get into building. We have the single node over here, and we need 8 refineries. They're gonna make heavy oil residue out of that. So we can place them around the center of the foundations. So maybe somewhere here. And let's place 8 of them. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7. We need a little more foundations. So that's 7. We need one more. And that's 8 refineries. We're gonna fully overclock them. Because there'll be a lot of refineries the other way. So we have this recipe and we can fully overclock that, so it consumes 75, and we need that 8 times in all of the refineries. And now with the recipe set, we can get the oil into them, so we need a single Mark II pipe and just split it into all of these refineries, just like that. That's the inputs connected. Now we need to do the outputs. This recipe has also polymer resin as a byproduct, so we're gonna have to use lifts. We're gonna have to place mergers somewhere here, and we're probably going to sink it because we can turn polymer resin into plastic and rubber, but not really a big amount, and we don't need any more for now, so we might as well just sink it to save some time and get us some points. And these refineries have a total output of 500 polymer resin, 400 polymer resin and 800 heavy oil residue, and that's why it's split into 2 pipes. And now we can continue on with the blenders. We don't have to do the packaging and unpackaging anymore, because the blenders have an alternate recipe which uses just pure heavy oil residue and water to turn that into fuel. And we're gonna need around 8 of these to turn all of that heavy oil residue into fuel. Also, these conveyor belts that we unlocked last episode, thanks to the time crystals and fixite trigons, look really cool. They're like super slick and like they're actually, you can see both sides through them. So let's place all of these blenders. The blenders are now placed, but they also require water to work, and they require quite a lot of water because it's 1,600 water in total for all of them. So we need to spread them into like 3 pipes, 2 600 and one, the last one is going to be 400. And we probably can place the water extractors here. Yeah, that looks like a good spot to place the water extractors. That's the water connected and the heavy oil residue connected. Now we just have to collect the output, which is almost 3 full pipes of fuel. The outputs are now connected to the small buffer and on their way to the fuel generators. We're gonna have 3 lines. These 2 lines are gonna be 30 generators long, and this one's gonna be 20. And I just did with a compact design over here, so there is still enough space for these ones to connect, but the junctions not to like do like overlapping and stuff. And this one's gonna go into the last one. So let's place a junction. That's all of the generators placed, and now the only thing left to do is connect it to power. I already set up a grid over here. I have not connected the generators yet to let the buffers fill with fuel first, so we don't have any spikes in power production. So we can now connect this to our main grid, and the ore extractor is going to be working now at 600 per minute. And I missed the recipe in this one. And now all of them should be working. I just have to put the, yeah, all of them are now working. The, what is it called? The residue is polymer resin is going to the sink for now. We may change that in the future, but for now we don't need it. And the first things, yeah, water. Water should also start going now. It's also connected to power, so it should start flowing soon. Yeah, it's now flowing. Yeah, it's starting to flow. I'll give it a few minutes to back up. After around 5 minutes of waiting, all of the buffers have now filled up, and we can connect the generators to our network so they start actually working. And this is in total around 80 generators, so that's 20 gigawatts for our network, and that should get us through the first part of phase 4 until we make the turbo fuel power plant. With the additional 20 gigawatts, we can now get to the main subject in this video, which is synthetic power shards. We just have to find the power shards. Yeah, and we're going to be using this recipe, which is the quantum encoder, which is another new machine. So I'm going to get over to the place we're going to be building is. It's somewhere here, I think. This is our spot for synthetic power shards. We have 925.71 quartz crystals over here and 1120 coal on this belt. First thing we need to do is turn the quartz crystals into the raw quartz into quartz crystals. So let's go over here, and I prepared also water. This is 514 water, and we need refineries. We need 5.5 refineries, which are fully overclocked. So let's place them over here, and we need 6 of them. And they're going to be using the pure quartz recipe here, and we need to fully overclock them. We're going to be missing some power shards, but I have some slugs, so you can turn them into power shards. And the last one is going to be at a different clock speed. I'm going to get the power shards. That's the quartz refineries done, and the last one is at 121%. And this produces, I think, around 720, I think, quartz crystals, somewhere around that. So now we have to turn them into diamonds and then time crystals. For that we're going to use converters this time, because we're going to use a different recipe. Let's place them here. I think that's going to be fine. And we need 4 of them. You can place the splitters And same as always, just do a second floor with the quartz crystals. Now the diamonds are working and we need to turn some of them into time crystals, while some of them are gonna stay diamonds for the final recipe. So we're gonna need another 3 converters here. We can just under 4, sorry. And we can place a splitter here. And this recipe is called pink diamonds. It's an alternate recipe. And this is gonna be the same thing. We just connect them. And this one's gonna use the default recipe for time crystals. Now we also have time crystals with 3 fully overclocked ones and 1 underclocked to 83%. And that produces, let me just check, 50 time crystals. For the final recipe, we're still missing 1 thing. So we need to place, I think, 2 particle accelerators. Yeah. Let's place them right here. Somewhere. Yeah, here should be fine. And the other one here. This one's going to be making dark matter crystals, and this one's going to be making dark matter crystallization with the dark matter residue. And here we just need some diamonds. So let's take a belt from here and connect it to the input, and the other one just requires dark matter. And that's pretty much it. We just need to do the final machine, which is the encoder. I don't know if we're gonna have enough space for that. Let's build some more foundations over here. Guess it's quite a big building. So let's place it over here. It's also a new machine. We can probably line this up somewhere here. Yeah, and we need 5 of them. Let's just clear that up. And that's also a new machine that was added this update. So let's build 5 of them. That's I think 3, 4. And we need to clear some more vegetation. And that's all of them. And they require, let me check, 4 synthetic power shards. And they require excited photonic matter, quartz crystals, which we already made, dark matter crystals, which are prepared over there, and time crystals. So let's quickly route some of these quartz crystals over here. Let's place a splitter. Let's reconnect this, and let's take some of these here. Let's actually put them here, because we also have to connect the dark matter crystals, I think they're called. Yeah, dark matter crystals. So we can get them through here. We can place a merger, let's say here. And that's the second input. We also need excited photonic matter for this fluid input, and that's made in the converter, and actually requires nothing. Like, it makes it out of thin air. So as you can see, excited photonic matter. We need to overclock that to 150%. So let's remove these and just fully overclock this. This doesn't require anything. It just makes it out of nothing. Yeah, so we just have to connect all of these. What are we missing? Oh, and also the time crystals from over there. We also have to connect them. And the thing with these two is that they require the dark matter that's a byproduct from these encoders. So we need to collect all of these outputs and put them back into these two particle accelerators so they start working. The thing is, they won't start working until these start working, and these won't start working until these ones start working. So we need to give it some dark matter residue as like a start. And I think we can do that by putting some reanimated sum into the converter. But for now, let's all route it into the machines. All of the conveyors are now routed, and we need to start it up with some dark matter residue and set the recipes. And we have to do it by placing a converter over here and feeding the buffer directly. This is the buffer that goes into both particle accelerators. And let's set it to dark matter residue and fully overclock it. Let's get some reanimated sum and connect this to some power somewhere maybe. And that should start producing dark matter residue. I'm gonna wait for it to fill both the particle accelerators and this buffer, and then I'm gonna disconnect it and connect it back to the encoders, because this has a net zero, so they produce exactly how much these two require. So I'm gonna wait until this fills up and I'll be right back. Now they're all full with dark matter crystals, time crystals, quartz crystals, and excited photonic matter. And these are also full with dark matter crystals. So you can disconnect this pipe and connect this one. You don't really need pumps because it's not a liquid. It's also not a gas. They said like a description for it, and it's like, it's weird. But I want to like prevent backflow so it doesn't go back. And now we can connect the encoders to power and turn all of them on. And we can see another beautiful animation for every single machine in this game, like literally. You can watch one of them fully open up. And these are making 5 power shards per minute. I would say that's overkill, because each machine in your car is like 3 power shards to fully overclock. So we're making like enough power shards to overclock like 8 machines per minute, and that's definitely more than we will ever need. But still, it's fine. At least we won't have to worry about it anymore. So we can quickly place some storage over here. We can get this down and connect this. And also place pretty like the most important thing here, which is the dimensional depot. So that we have power shards, and they're flowing in quick. Also these animations, like, You could stare at it for hours and like not get bored. Yeah, and that's 100% efficient, 25 power shards per minute setup. So you can just remove this. And the crazy thing about these is that they're not overclocked and they use 2000 megawatts at some points of the production. Like they jump from like 0.1 megawatt to 2000. It's a little crazy on our network. Let's actually see it. Also, we had to build like a whole new power plant for this. We just remanage these. How's our power plant looking? It's interesting to see the consumption going over the max consumption. It's very interesting. Yeah, so now we still have we have 10,000 capacity. So it's fine. Now we have 5 lighters going up the sky from anywhere in the map. How many shards have you already made? Let's see. We already have 70 shards. Yeah, that's gonna... I hope you enjoyed. That's gonna be it for this video. Remember to hit that like button and subscribe if you wanna see more. See you in the next one. Bye bye!